tonight, we're diving into the roots and the rhythms, the digital 90s sound, the artists who shaped it, and the stories behind the music. We're giving flowers to Jigsy King. We're stepping into the vinyl ritual with some of the baddest rhythms from the era. And we're reasoning with reggae artist Justice Kumari about growth, legacy, and the journey he's been on since last season. So settle in, because tonight is culture, conversation, and pure reggae energy. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Massive and crew all across the world, introducing Angie Goodaz, the hostess with the mustache, big and serious podcast creator, yeah, creator and producer, big energy, big heart, big truth, when it's selector. Good evening, my people. This one is a special dedication to a woman with grace, vision and soul. Angie Goodaz. When Angie speak, the whole room listens. Heart so pure, yeah, the truth she giving, big and serious, loving every session. Healing words, real conversation. Lovers rock, sweet vibration. Podcast flow, pure elevation. From the mic to your heart, no hesitation. Angie Goodaz bring love to the nation. Big and serious, where love gets serious, where truth feel glorious. So turn it up, lean back, feel the emotion. This one you're certified devotion. Angie Goodaz, keep the love in motion. Big and serious, both us, straight from the heart, straight from the heart, straight from the heart, straight from the heart. Oh.
This is the Big and Serious Podcast, music, conversation, and a little trouble every time. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Angie Goodaz, and tonight we're holding a full reasoning on the digital dancehall era, the artists who shaped the sound, and the evolution of reggae right here in Canada. We're taking you through the Wicked Dickie, Corduroy, Freedom Blues, Position, and Real Rock. We know about them there. The rhythms in the vinyl ritual. And we're giving a proper big feature to Jigsy King. And we're sitting down with returning guest Justice Kumari, talking artistry, family, his first headliner show, performing with Luciano, and the new chapter he's stepping into. So, hold your kana and stay locked in. Hope say have a nice drink and all them ting there, because tonight we're keeping it big and we're keeping it serious. And before I go any further, of course, you don't know, I have to big up my people, damn soul. Shout out to Roots Rock Reggae Radio Show on CKUT 90.3 FM out of Montreal. Salut, mes amis. C'est moi. I want to say shout out to Singing P, Selector Madman, Cassette Man, Calendar Man, and of course, Brother Cliff. They are live every Monday morning. Them the people, the whole of them a night owl. You see, them no sleep. Them don't like sleep. So they are on every Monday overnight, 1 o'clock in the morning until 4 o'clock in the morning. And the Goodaz jumps in at 2 o'clock in the morning with information for the nation as we take you through all kinds of things. Last week we were talking about, not gonna lie, it hurt me to talk about it, but it's just something that's going on the end of summer. Yeah, the end of summer, back to school, all of that we talked about last week. This week, I can't remember. I don't remember what the topic is, but you don't want to miss it. Or I should say next week. I want to say shout out to Wheelie Dan Productions. Boy, Wheelie must have cuss me. Wheelie, you don't know it's love every single time. I appreciate love you. But shout out to Wheelie for my sexy logo. And, you know, while I'm bigging him up, of course, we're going to get into my own personal Casamigos rhythm. I'm upset it down too loud, you know, because, oh, Lord, it's well loud. Let me turn it down. Yeah, we'll rock with a little bit of the Casamigos, you know, in the early part of the show. Oh, you're not going to loop for me. Yeah, loop the track. All right. So if you're looking for, you know, a rhythm, if you're looking for a logo, Wheelie Dan is your guy. You can go over to Instagram, find him at the producer Wheelie Dan. Sorry. Tell him the Goodaz sent you. Now go get you no discount or nothing. But, you know, I love when people call my name for a nice purpose. You see me? While we're here, of course, we're going to let our friends into the building. While I'm letting them into the building, I'm going to shout out my OGs. Twitch, you don't know. It's always love. Every single minute, every single time. So big up to you. I want to say big up to TikTok as well. Instagram, you don't know, and YouTube, the home of the Big and Serious podcast. So if you don't know, you can go over there, follow us at Big ND Serious Pod, and while you're there,
like and subscribe.
Yeah, man. Like, well, we don't want followers too. Yeah, I'm gonna ask you one more time for that.
Like and subscribe.
And you know what? Let me be brawling and say, yo. I want you to go and follow it everywhere. Everywhere that we have a platform, I want you to go and, you know, follow us, of course. I'm going to take a moment to let in my people over at TikTok. They don't like the intro video, and that's okay. I deal with them the way they want to be dealt with, right? And if more people did that, perhaps the world would be a happier place. So, after having said all of that, it is time for the serious thing. So, family, tonight's serious thing is about the heartbeat of reggae that people love to talk about, but rarely understand, because reggae isn't just a sound, right? If you think about it, it's a technology timeline, a living archive of how Jamaicans use, well, whatever tools they have and whatever tools they shouldn't have to create something the world ends up chasing. So you know what? Let's start from the beginning. Not the very beginning, but, you know, the beginning. So think about this. When reggae was born, Jamaica didn't have the fancy studios. It didn't have the big budgets or the imported equipment. What we had were tinkerers. You know, the people that would love to like, yo, me I go see what me can do with that sitting here, you know. Me I go pull it apart and see what I go on. Yeah. Men in small rooms with big imaginations, bending tape machines, rewiring consoles, and coaxing warmth out of equipment that really was never designed for Caribbean music, Caribbean heat, and especially Caribbean bass. And those early engineers weren't just recording music. They were inventing a sonic identity, the tape saturation, the spring reverb, the analog hiss. Those weren't accidents. Those were very, very much intentional. If you look at a Soundman box system and you see the whole heap of tweeters, those were there because you needed the tss, 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 tss in the music. Those were the fingerprints of the people who were making magic with limitations, because again, they didn't have the tools, the proper tools. And then the 80s came. And Jamaica stepped boldly into experimentation. Producers started pushing the boundaries of what reggae could feel like. We're talking new boards, new effects, new ways to treat vocals. You had engineers stretching the sound, adding brightness, tightening the drums, and giving reggae a sharper edge. It was still warm, but now it was becoming ambitious. Yeah, man, the chest did a grow, you see me? And then the 90s, the digital revolution. And this is the moment when reggae and dancehall said, all right, we're done waiting on analog. Let's build our own future. Drum machines, samplers, you know what? Samplers sequencers, keyboards with presets that were never meant for dancehall. Shout out to Slang Tang. But the Jamaicans found the one button that made the whole place shake. Can you imagine? You get a keyboard and you find a preset and you play with it, and then you change the whole landscape. That is what Jamaicans were doing. Suddenly, the rhythms got cleaner, faster, more mischievous. The bass line snapped instead of rolled. The drums hit like they were arguing with you, like them becks with you. And the groove shifted from the sway of roots to the strut of dancehall. And, you know, here's the deeper truth. Every technological shift didn't just change the sound. It changed the whole attitude of the music. Analog reggae feels like a reasoning. You know, like, well, yo, come here, you. Let me talk to you, I got talk. And digital dancehall feels like a declaration. We're there, yeah. Yeah, man, we're there. Yeah, we're not gonna win. We're there. And every era reflects the tools that actually shaped it. But here's the cheeky part. Every generation swears that their version is the best one, or the real one, or the right one, until the next innovation drops and suddenly everybody finds a new favorite era. Because reggae evolves, and we have to allow it to evolve. If you love reggae, you're gonna let it evolve. And it's not an accident, and it's not by trend that it's evolving, but because Jamaicans refuse to stand still. Give them a new machine, a new plug-in, a new board, a new way to bend electricity, and they'll build a whole new groove around it. Reggae is not just culture, it's engineering, it's invention, it's definitely rebellion. And if you think about it, just go look up the history of reggae, history of Jamaica. Rebellion is in the blood, it's in the DNA. But reggae is creativity under pressure. It's the sound of a people who take the technology and make it talk patois. And that, my friends, is the serious thing. And you know I said me I got slay, right? But I have to slay. Yeah. All right, so tonight, Justice Kumari will be joining us at 9:00. And you know what, people? Let me know how you feel about the new order of the show. You know, if you're nice to you, let me know, because you know we're always open to the little feedback and things, so let me know what you think. And on that note, it is time for the big feature. All right, so tonight's big feature is about a man whose voice helped define one of the most competitive and creative eras in dancehall. The early to mid 90s digital wave, a man who came out of Spanish Town with a tone, a swagger, and a delivery that producers couldn't ignore. Who are we talking about? Another one, Jigsy King. And let's start with the roots. So Jigsy came out of Spanish Town, a place that has shaped some of the sharpest, most charismatic voices in dancehall. And listen, Spanish Town and a play tongue, you know, it's not a soft environment. It's a place where your talent has to be loud, your confidence has to be real, and your voice has to cut through the noise. Before the big hits, Jigsy was a sound system youth, clashing, performing, holding crowds, and proving himself in the spaces where dancehall is born. And that foundation shaped everything about his style, the grit, the humor, the bounce, the confidence, all of it. But then came the rise, and it was tied directly to the rhythms he voiced on. One of Jigsy's most defining moments came on the Wicked Dickie rhythm, a rhythm that carries pure 90s attitude. Wicked Dickie is sharp, it's mischievous, and it's full of swagger, and Jigsy's delivery matched it perfectly. He didn't just ride the rhythm, he stamped it. His tone cut through the mix, his lyrics stuck, and selectors pulled it up before his voice made the rhythm feel even bigger. And then, of course, there was the Corduroy rhythm. And this is a rhythm, this rhythm definitely is one of the rhythms that helps to define the 90s, right? It is so full of that 90s strut that it's crazy. And every dancehall fan knows by heart that Corduroy is clean and it's digital. And Jigsy's work on Corduroy shows his mastery of timing and tone. The way he could bounce on a rhythm and make it feel like it was reacting to him, as opposed to him trying to keep up with it. Corduroy is one of the rhythms that cemented his place as a man who understood the pulse of the dance. He also voiced on the Freedom Blues rhythm, a rhythm with roots, energy, but it still has that digital edge. The kind of rhythm that demands a DJ who can blend attitude with the storytelling. And of course, Jigsy delivered. His performance on Freedom Blues shows his range, the ability to move between grit and melody, humor, and command. And of course, this is one of my favorite 90s rhythms. We can't forget about the position rhythm. Like that rhythm, the waistline can't behave on that rhythm. It's one of the most important rhythms in Jamaican music history. Sorry, I missed a spot. Position is raw, it's playful, and it's full of movement. And Jigsy's voice fit it like a glove. He brought character, swagger, and that Spanish Town sharpness that made the rhythm feel alive. And then, of course, one of the most important rhythms in Jamaican music history is the real rock rhythm. Real rock is a foundation rhythm, a cultural pillar, a heartbeat of reggae and dancehall. And when Jigsy touched real rock, he stepped into a lineage, and he held his own. His delivery on real rock showed exactly why producers loved him. He brought presence, humor, and a vocal punch that even made a classic rhythm feel like it was fresh. And these rhythms weren't just beats Jigsy voiced on. They were chapters in his history or in his story. They represent the era he helped to shape and the sound that he contributed to and the cultural movement he was a part of. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why he's still relevant. He's still relevant because dancehall today is full of artists who borrow from Jigsy's blueprint. The swagger, the humor, the vocal punch, the ability to turn personality into a brand. He came from a time when your voice had to be a fingerprint, and when your delivery had to be unforgettable, and when your presence had to cut through the noise. Because listen, there was a whole heap of people in the 90s, and the competition was very heavy. So you had to be able to cut through the noise. Shout out to Bree Cash Wagwan. Jigsy King is a part of the DNA of 90s dancehall, and that era still shapes the music we hear today. The digital sound, the sharp drums, the cheeky swagger. He was one of the artists who made that era unforgettable. So tonight we honor Jigsy King. We give him his flowers because, the man need him flowers and need it while he's still here, him need it. And we honor him for the journey he carved out of Spanish Town, a journey built on grit, humor, and the kind of confidence that you can't manufacture it. You can't make it up. You have to just have it. We honor him for the way he stepped onto rhythms like the Wicked Dickie and Position and made them feel dangerous. For the way he bounced on Corduroy and turned it into pure attitude, and for the way he brought storytelling to Freedom Blues, swagger to Position, and lineage to real rock. We honor him for the voice, that unmistakable tone that could cut through any mix, and for the delivery. Playful, sharp, and commanding, and always had the ladies dancing, always had the ladies bubbling. We thank him for we honor him for his catalogue, which is a body of work that still rings off in dances today, and for the contribution the way he helped shape the digital era into something bold, mischievous, and unforgettable. And I say mischievous a lot because why the people there, them full of mischief, you know, them full of mischief. So we have to honor them. And of course, unforgettable. You could run a 90s tune and it just still slaps today. It still hits today. And that's beauty. So Jigsy King is one of the artists who made the 90s feel like the 90s. It has a feeling, it has a vibe. And you know that. And his sound still echoes through the dance hall today. So, Mr. Jigsy King, we are giving you your flowers. And that, my friends, is the big feature. So, we got about half an hour. What you say, there, yeah man, with the boat, your zeet. We are getting into the vinyl ritual. This is my favorite part of the show. I mean, I love the conversation, but there's just something about the music that is beautiful. So, like last week, you're getting the vinyl ritual in two places. We're gonna do part one, and then we're gonna bust out a part two, and we're gonna have fun with the music. And today we are going to explore the Riddims of the 90s. So we're going to take a look at the Wicked Dickie rhythm. We're going to look at the Corduroy, Freedom Blues, Position, and the Real Rock. And then by the time we're done that, we will get into the big conversation with Mr. Justice Kumari. So let's go over to the Vinyl Ritual Room and get it started. Welcome to where the music does the talking. All right, so welcome to the Vinyl Ritual. This is the moment in the show where we slow the pace, we drop the needle, and we honor the rhythms that shape the culture. And tonight, we're stepping straight into the 90s, the era where digital drums, sharp bass lines, and pure attitudes ruled the dance. And we're going to start with the Wicked Dickie rhythm, a rhythm that carries pure mischief, and Jigsy King set the tone with Gelafos, that Spanish town swagger, that playful grit, that voice that could, again, cut through any mix. And right beside him, we're going to get into Buju Banton and Nadine Sutherland, as they gave us the actual tune that is named after the rhythm, which is Wicked Dickie. And this tune still rings off in every dance as well. Every retro session, every sound system that knows its history. And when I start running it, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. So let me stop talk and let me help them kick the door open like they did back in the 90s. This is Jigsy King, Gelafos, Wicked Dickie rhythm. Let's go. Let her run it again, you know? Yeah. Gelafos. All right, people. So now we're going to get into Buju Banton and Nadine Sutherland. And this is on the title track for the Riddim. This song is Wicked Dickie. Let's go. Let's go. You know, so I'm up and run it again, right? Yeah. All right. Shh. All right. So that was a Wicked Dickie Riddim. A very prolific rhythm from the 90s. I want to take a moment to shout out Baby Goodaz. Baby Goodaz, if you are listening, do me a beg you check your phone. Yeah, check your phone. Thank you. All right, so let's keep it moving. So we're going to get into a very important rhythm from the 90s. And when you hear it, you're going to know exactly why I say that. So we're going to start off with Jigsy King and Tony Curtis. And the tune is called Real Thing. Hold on. Yeah, let me line it up. Jigsy King, Tony Curtis, Real Thing. And this is on the Corduroy rhythm. So let's go. Yo, let me ask you something before we continue. I know that in the 90s, a young Angie Goodaz who really didn't know the stuff about music that she knows now, I used to confuse this rhythm with the pepper seed. Am I the only one that used to do that? Somebody jump in the chat. Let me know. Did you used to confuse this rhythm with the pepper seed, or am I the only one? Let's run it again. This is Real Thing, Jigsy King, Tony Curtis featuring Jigsy King. Let's go. All right, so let's keep it moving. All right. So, of course, in the 90s, rest in peace, Bogle, you know, there were dancers, and the dancers also helped. It's like the dancers, the DJs, and the rhythms and the sound systems all just formed this army that just charged into the world and said, yo, we're there and we're not gonna stop and we're just that, right? And then of course you had the swag, and I've talked about this so many times, but it's very important, especially to the culture. Dancing is huge in dancehall. I mean, it's a part of the name, but it's huge. And this song, it's like the anthem, or one of the anthems of the 90s. Again, I used to think this was on the Pepper Seed Rhythm. Shout out to Mr. Man on the outside, who we used to argue, and he used to tell me, no, Angie, this I know the Pepper Seed Rhythm, and I'd be like, no, it's the Pepper Seed, no, it's the Corduroy Rhythm, but this is Beanie Dance. Lot of mercy, Beanie. Sorry, you're Ush. This is World Dance by Beanie Man on the Corduroy Rhythm. I want to say, Mr. Wood, shout out to you because you know, said we did argue enough and me give you a hard time, but you really educated the Goodaz. So shout out to you every time. World Dance, let's go. Tell me something. You can't play this tune without pulling it up. Like, you have to pull it up. You have to. I swear I'm in the dance with a black ice right now. Yeah, back when I was a beer girl. People, should we do a segment? Hold on. Big and serious. Should we talk about Bogle? We should do a segment. We should do a big feature on Bogle one day, shouldn't we? You know what? I want you to comment Bogle. If you feel like we need to do a big feature on Bogle, we need to talk about it, right? Let me know what you think. And while you're there,
Like and subscribe.
all right, make we run it again because you don't know, say. Well, he at this time he was the king of the dance, or tell us him the king of the dance hall. Was he? We need to talk about that too. All right, let's go. Beanie, take us through the world dance. All right, let's keep it moving because, you know, said the Goodaz don't want to run out of time. So shout out to Beanie. All right, so as we move on, now I was not a smoker of certain substances in the 90s. But you see, when this tune came on, you would never know that the Goodaz was not one of them, because that tune, yeah, it just made you feel like you need to. This is on the Freedom Blues rhythm, and this rhythm, it has the roots energy, but it has that digital edge to it. And Jigsy King's song "Gimme the Weed" brought humor, attitude, and that unmistakable Jigsy bounce. So let's get into it. And again, I was not a smoker, but yo, it made me want to do certain things. Let's go. Shout out to the people them in the place. I dance and I go on bad. All right, so we're going to keep it going. I hear my guests in the green room, so we're going to quickly run through the rest of the vinyl ritual. So, the next tune. All right, Jigsy. All right, Ush, yeah? Ush. All right, so the next tune on this rhythm, when it ran in the dance, this is when the dance just got crazy, and the people them are run and them are going bad, and them just do them thing, and they're praising God. So this is God of My Salvation, Buja, and again, this is on the Freedom Blues rhythm. Oh, I think I'm playing like the wrong version, but I saw it go. Oh, there we go. All right, people, I'm sorry. We have fun over here, And if you haven't already, share the live. You don't know. Make the people them run through your Z. All right. Like I said, we got to keep it moving. My guest is in the green room. Thank you, Buja. Buja always just sounds so heavy on the tracks. We definitely will be featuring him at some point in a big feature. Because you don't know, say a Buja, right? Okay, so let's keep it moving. So this rhythm, this rhythm is also very prolific from the 90s. Very important rhythm. This is the position rhythm, okay? it's just cheeky. Listen, I broke out time. Make me broke out. This is Cock Up and Ride. Jigsy King again on the position rhythm. Let's go. I might have to pull it up, me not lie. Yeah, you know, so I have to pull it up, right? All right, we're gonna keep going. All right, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. Goodaz. Let's keep going. All right, so next we're gonna play. Goodaz. I have to force myself to stop the tune. All right. Let's keep it going. So the next tune is the namesake of the rhythm. We featured this man a few weeks ago. I want to shout out to everybody who has shown the clips of this big feature person so much love. Terra Fabulous, you don't know, we're always going to give you flowers, right? This is Position on the Position rhythm. A very, very important track from the 90s. Yeah, man, we're going to broke out. Muck we broke out. All right. We got 2 songs left. We're going to keep going. So now, all right, we got to keep going. So finally, last rhythm, and then we're going to bring on Justice Kumari. 2 songs left, Justice. We're almost done. So this is the real rock rhythm, and this again is a very important rhythm in Jamaica's music history. And this tune is Jigsy King teaming up again with Tony Curtis, and this was My Sound a Murder. And this definitely, when we say sound clash culture, which we've talked about in season 1, I think we talked about in season 2 as well. Sound clash culture, a very major part of the 90s. Very major. And this tune was like, it was like an anthem. It's even like, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was like, it's one of those Stone Love dubs that just has so much pull-ups when it gets played that it's just like, it's an anthem. You know it. and it just keeps going. So here we go. My Sona Murda, Jigsy King alongside Tony Curtis on the Real Rock Rhythm. Let's go. And again, a foundation rhythm. And of course, it's always a beautiful thing when a foundation artist jumps on a rhythm. And Junior Mervin did this with Cool Out Sun. So we're just going to go immediately into that one next. And then we will bring on Justice Kumari. All right. So let me just run over to the green room and see if my guest is ready. He's probably somewhere. I don't see him right now. He's probably gone to do something and come back. So I will. Oh, there he is. Thumbs up if you're ready. Yeah. I got 2 thumbs up. What? All right. So, that was the first part 1 of the vinyl ritual. We will circle back and do part 2, but let's close out part 1 with a song by tonight's guest. This is Tech Time. Let's go. All right, so I'm going to let it run. Oh, Angie. Oh, my.
calling for justice again.
All right. So that was Tech Time, Justice Kumari. Hold on. What's going on here, Goodaz? I don't know what's going on here. I'm going to have to sort that out later on. All right. So let me do it properly. Tonight in the big conversation, first of all, welcome to the big conversation. We're reasoning with a man whose voice carries warmth, soul, and the kind of gentle strength that you can feel in every lyric. Justice Kumari. He's an artist shaped by music from birth, coming from a deeply musical family where harmony, culture, and creativity were a part of everyday life. And you can hear that lineage in songs like Tech Time, which you just heard, where he slows the world down with intention, and Diamonds and Pearls, which you'll hear a little bit later, where he lifts the whole room with emotion. Last year was a major chapter for him. He opened the Reggae North Music Awards with a performance that set the tone for the entire night. Clean, confident, and full of heart. And he delivered his first headliner show in Cambridge last July. And that was a milestone moment that proved that he can command a stage on his own terms. And he touched the stage in Calgary with Luciano, stepping into a lineage of roots excellence and showing he can stand shoulder to shoulder with the greats. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him on camera, and we're going to talk about growth, craft, discipline, and of course, the next chapter of Justice Kumari's journey as an artist building reggae in Canada with intention, humility, and pure soul. Justice,
Hello.
wagwan.
How are you doing?
I am good. How are you?
I'm great. I'd like to thank you, first of all, for having me here. It's an honor to be here again. It's always a pleasure talking to you, you know?
Thank you. Well, you know, you're family,
Absolutely.
so you come on the show whenever you want. You good as I'm ready.
True.
You know, I'm ready. All right. So, you know, and we talked about it a bit before, or a lot actually, the last time you were here, but we'll get into it a little bit now. Your family is deeply musical.
Yes.
So how did growing up in that environment shape the way that you hear music, write
Yeah.
music, and carry yourself as an artist today?
Yeah, so growing up around music was a very it was a very fun experience because I feel like it was so normal to me as a kid, right? Just going to rehearsals, wrapping up cables, setting stuff up, hearing my dad and my uncles, which are my dad's brothers, aunts, sing throughout like the whole night, you know, rehearsing, and literally falling asleep on the couch and just like waking up to music, right? Like that to me was like my normal. So it definitely shaped me in a major way in my life. Like music has like been there from I was like a baby till like now. So I feel like music has just shaped me through life, right? It's been a constant. So it's been definitely an amazing experience kind of growing up with it. And then obviously now me taking it on full time, just like my parents and also my uncles would. So it's cool, you know?
So it's almost like you're carrying on the family business.
Absolutely. I wouldn't necessarily say business because it's never really a money thing with music, but it's always just the love of music and just the passion of just like I don't know, playing and feeling good. And with you doing that, it also like it's a domino effect. Like by me going out there and singing a song that can possibly change somebody's bad day or just mood, like that's an insane part. Like I love to be a part of. So it's a very big blessing
Yeah.
growing up in it.
I love that because you're helping to spread positivity throughout
For
the
sure.
world. And I love that you're saying like it's not a money thing. It's a passion
Yeah.
thing. It's a love thing.
Absolutely.
You know, that makes it easier to navigate,
Yes,
no?
100%, 100%, and especially like seeing directly, like you mentioned, my family works very tightly with Luciano, so I've been lucky enough to have Luciano reach out to my dad and family and just vouch for me to come on tours and do shows with him. So just seeing how he operates and what kind of music he sings and chooses to sing, and the whole purpose of it is to like change people's lives for the better and to help people and literally do God's work, or as he would say, Jah's work, right? So just
Jah's work.
seeing that from him
Yeah.
and also seeing how my dad rolls with him as well, like it kind of just set the standard for me from when I was like a teenager till now.
Do you think that helps you to avoid? I'm going off a little path for a
Yeah, no.
second. Do you think that helps you to avoid the pressures to change the type of music that you're writing and creating and performing?
I wouldn't necessarily. I don't think change is the word. I think it makes me more cautious because as much as I do make dancehall music, and which some will say like sometimes it can be slack, it definitely makes me like okay, like I'm having fun with singing about romance and just adult topics, but at that same flip of a coin, like there needs to be a balance of it to where yeah, I can sing girl songs and love songs, but also have that conscious music in my pocket ready to pull out whenever I feel like the balance is off. You know.
I love
Yeah.
that. So you're always maintaining
For
the
sure.
seesaw,
Yes,
keeping it.
absolutely. I try
I
at
love
least.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's good that you're actually conscious about it because some people it goes way too much like this and then they're like, whoa,
Yes. Yes.
let me scale it back,
Yeah.
right? So the fact that you're like, no, no, I gotta just make sure that we keep some type of balance
Yes.
is amazing. So we just played Tech
Hmm.
Time. Um, it's one of your signature tunes. It's calm and it's
Yeah.
grounded. Um, how has your understanding of taking time evolved as your career has grown?
I think it's like a major part of my life. And it's very funny that Tech Time was like a song about like a girl and just kind of party vibes, but the actual message of it and the wording of it is very, it's a deep aspect of just life. Taking your time and trying to just let things flow naturally and not forcing things, right? And that can be with a relationship, that could be with a 9 to 5 job, that could be with, big kind of things going on with your life, like buying a house, like taking your time and just stepping back and being like, hey, listen, like as much as things are moving right now, like sometimes it's good to kind of take that step back and just think for a second, and just have that peace of mind. So it definitely does play a big part in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing I love about Take Time, as you said, it's about certain things, but if you really sit down and listen to the
Yeah.
lyrics, it's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, you can have
We got all
for
night.
sure.
Like we don't have to do this right
Yeah.
now. Like we actually can have a good
Yes.
time and just vibe out and just,
100%.
let's take our time,
Yeah.
right? And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
So, later on we're going to play Diamonds and Pearls and, it carries a very beautiful emotional weight. What inspired that record and how do audiences respond to it when you're performing it live?
Yeah, so Diamonds and Pearls was actually kind of like a definitely a funny story. I produce all my music, so I typically like I make the beats, I do my mix on it, record my own vocals, and then send it out to be mixed and mastered to be ready for like radio ready, right? So with Diamonds and Pearls, I had been listening to it. It's funny because I'm pretty sure it was the same year I had met you. It was Jerk Fest when Luciano had
Yep.
headlined there for the reggae night. And
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that might have
That's
been
the night that we
yes,
yeah.
and there might have been a soca night. I remember there was a soca night,
Yes.
and the band that was performing with the soca artist, we had rehearsal at my house. So I was hearing a lot of like soca kind of music. So I typically don't necessarily like soca, but just the instruments of what I was hearing and just the different strings I was hearing, the different pads and the keyboard riffs and runs. I really liked it. It was almost like a fast version of like reggae, which I obviously love. Like I love reggae. So to me, just speeding it up to make it like a soca beat, I was inspired. So I had went on my keyboard and recorded just a couple of kind of just lines and I left it for a bit and just let it sit. And then typically how I kind of write is I'll go back into like my session and try to write to the beat like a couple of days after so I can have a fresh mind. And honestly, Diamonds and Pearls just came about with just the idea of just valuing a woman as a diamond and pearl and not kind of treating her like, anything less than that. I feel like human society would consider diamonds and pearls as like a high valuable thing. So obviously I don't like to be too vain, but it's a very obvious concept that I think that all walks of life can kind of relate to. So I'm talking about just valuing a woman in that kind of way. And honestly, that song, because you had asked me how do audiences react to it, they like it because it's a very
React to it.
up-tempo song. It's a very soca song. So I feel like it's a good song for people from Jamaica, from Guyana, from Trinidad, from St. Vincent. It's a very like friendly song to all Caribbean islands. And obviously, I embrace every culture, so it's not just for them. It's for everybody. But I do feel like the
Right.
island audience would appreciate it a lot, you know?
definitely. Um, I love that it was actually artists. How would I word it? So like it took you to the thing that you're used
Yes.
to, which is like listening to, you know, the instruments
Hmm.
being played by
Yeah.
people, and that's what made you say, "Hey, wait a minute. Okay, let me listen to this genre a little
Yes.
bit more closely." You know, and I love that aspect of it. That's actually really
Yeah.
cool. And you know, Diamonds and Pearls is a very, it's a very beautiful song as well.
Thank you.
Do you, how would I put it? So like in today's society, of course, it's really interesting, I should
Yeah.
say. It's really interesting that you chose to write it from a perspective of let's honor the
Yeah.
woman as diamonds and pearls, as these high
Hmm.
value material items, because nowadays it's like people are not valuing people
Yes. Yeah.
even, right? So it's a really cool concept that you're like, no, hold on, let's do it this
Yeah.
way. Let's think about this for a
Yeah.
second, right?
And,
So sorry, go
no,
ahead.
that all
Go ahead.
stems from just like my brought up, see, like my parents, right? Like that's a huge part of just me kind of seeing that, right? Like my mom and dad are tight. So just me seeing
I
that
love
growing up,
that.
right? Like it taught me without even them having to say it, just like you always need to honor like the woman in your life. Like they're the mother of creation, literally. Right? So I feel like not just your partner, but even just like mother figures or elderly
Yep.
women, right? Like all aspects of
Yep.
that specific kind of conversation needs to be upheld in that right, you know? I feel like without women, the world doesn't go around as
Definitely.
well. They say that men build the world. I feel like it's just as much women helping the men have the strength
That's
mentally
right.
and spiritually to keep building the world, right? So it goes hand in hand. So,
That's
yeah.
right. Um, I remember, I think I read somewhere like men give the women the things and then the women turn it
Hmm.
into other things,
Yeah,
like make it greater, right?
absolutely.
So, and even just creating a child, creating a human,
Yes.
right? Same
Yes.
concept. And people, if you don't know what that means, just Google it. You should know, but Google it.
Yeah.
So last year when you came on the show, it was before you were planning and getting ready for your headliner show in
Yes.
Cambridge. And we were going to circle back and dissect it a
Hmm.
little bit and what the lessons were and all of that.
Yes.
So what did that night, first of all, what did it teach you about your craft?
It taught me, I would say I take my craft pretty serious, but headlining that show and the magnitude of being the headliner for a event like that, it taught me to really focus in on the details. It was the first time that it wasn't like me in the middle of a show or me opening up a show. It was literally just me at the end. So I found like I took things very serious in terms of just production of the show, in terms of just rehearsals with the band, in terms of picking the right songs for the set, right, to try to resonate with the audience. So it definitely brought me to another level of just what's the word I'm looking for? It just brought me to another level of expectation that I hold now from that experience. So it was definitely, it
I
was
get it.
amazing. I'll tell you that.
Did it did it turn, well, actually, before I even get into that question, when you were picking the
Hmm.
songs, did you feel like there was like, was there additional pressure in that song selection? And how did you come across the songs that you
Yeah.
chose to perform?
So what I had figured doing like the amount of shows that I've done thus far is like I feel like if you're gonna do a lengthy set, it's always good to have your own music, right? Like especially like a
Yeah.
upcoming artist, you want people to know your song, but at the same time, with that being said, like everything's balanced. You want to be able to still have a couple covers that people can actually like pop their head on, and be like, oh, I know this song, right? So it was just a matter of just me picking my original songs that I find are catchy and that would go over well with the audience, and as well choosing very familiar covers that everybody would know. So it's just finding that balance of just original music and what you think would go well, and just songs that people would know, right?
So in that thoughts, that selection of the songs that you
Hmm.
performed, what did it teach you about your audience? Like, what were you? Did you find that you were actually on point with what you chose, or was it like okay, I got to tweak this a little bit, like while I'm there? How did that work out for you?
Yeah, what I learned about the audience is, I feel like you have to, and I say this very like humbly, because my mindset is you have to perform for like the people in the back, right? Like, and with that being said, like you have to
Yes.
perform your best to make sure that people see you and have a lasting memory. So that's the one thing I learned about the audience, because I didn't want anybody to feel like, hey, like this guy's dropping the ball, right? I feel like you have to really have the mindset of being a performer. Like that's what we're there to do, right? To
Yes.
perform. Right? People are there literally to watch you deliver a show, to either make them feel
That's
some
right.
sort of happiness or escapism. So it definitely taught me like about my audience, like just do your best and perform. That's what you're literally here to do, and so you have to deliver. So,
I love that you said that, because I know, like, I was a drama student, and that was one of the things they taught you. Like, forget about the people in the front row; it's the people in the back row that you need to
Yeah.
connect with,
Absolutely.
right? And you think about it from the stage, from the perspective of being on the stage. The people in the back are like little tiny
yes.
dots,
Yeah,
right? But you still have to make sure that each dot feels
Absolutely.
you, feels your energy,
absolutely.
right? So, your first headliner show, you've got to plan it. You've got to figure out what the vibe is like.
Yes.
How did, even planning the outfit?
Yeah.
What was your thought process in that piece? We're dissecting it tonight.
No
So,
worries. Yeah. So in terms of like the outfit, I definitely love to wear clothes that I feel like look different. Right? Like I don't like to look like, and it's not in a me looking down at you, but I don't want to look like the regular day-to-day civilian walking around, right? I feel like as an artist, like I want to stand out. I've always liked standing out, right? Like we spoke about it on the previous podcast, but the fact that I grew up as sick kid and always having that feeling of feeling different, it made me carry this chip on my shoulder of, okay, like I'm different, so what? Like I want to embrace it as much as I can. So my outfit was
Yeah.
definitely based off of just that whole concept. So I love wearing the color pink. To me, that's like
really?
encapsulates just my experiences and just feeling different and just feeling like an outcast. And with obviously the people's mindset of being pink being what it is, it's not to me. To me, it represents breast cancer. It represents anti-bullying. And to me, I just feel like I can rock it. So definitely, I wore a pink or a black shirt with a pink custom writing of a positive message that I had wanted to show that day. And it was just what did I wear?
Wow.
Cargo pants and another pink shoes as well with black on it, just to kind of put the outfit together. You know?
Very intentional. Very intentional. I'm actually impressed that you were even like, look, my shirt is gonna have a positive message
Yeah.
as well. So like, I'm a walking ball of positivity, and hyping up breast cancer awareness
Absolutely.
and hyping up, anti-bullying awareness, which bullying is something that we don't even talk about how devastating that is for children who get bullied, even adults who get bullied and have to carry that weight throughout life.
Absolutely.
Right?
No, I agree.
So your own potential. You sit there, it's the end of the night, you finish the performance, that spotlight now is shone on you internally.
Yes.
What did you learn about Justice?
I learned that through pressure and through just hardships and stuff like that, like I'm resilient. And I feel like I'm very kind of self-aware with certain things. And I know when I fall, I know when I strive. And I feel like in terms of music and pressure, I feel like that, for me, it makes me perform as best as I possibly can because I feel that pressure, right?
Love it. So you turned yourself into a diamond, essentially.
Yes,
Right?
I hope so.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So, any takeaways? Like, what are your takeaways from that Cambridge performance that you're now taking with you into your other performances as you prepare and rehearse and deliver your shows, in this chapter?
I think the biggest takeaway that I had taken away from that show, and which I applied pretty much this whole summer, was the whole conversation about performing in the back. Like I feel like that to me is like the biggest thing that I've taken away. Like I heard that saying from, I think it was a Elvis Presley like documentary I was watching, and he had, one of his security
Really?
guards had said, because of how poor Elvis grew up, he would perform it to the people in the back because he knew that that was the cheap tickets, right? Like those were the people that would have to pay their
Wow.
last couple months of rent due to go to his performance. So that mentality of just, hey, listen, there
Yeah.
might be somebody in the back who just wanted to come see you and just gain some inspiration. So just trying to perform for that person. And I took that same mentality. When was it? I think 2 weeks ago. We did a show with Luciano again at the Harbor Front.
That's right.
Yes. So I was there as well as my aunt Elaine Shepherd, as well as my uncle Golden Child, and Zion on my mind, who was a very good family friend. So we opened up for Luciano that night, and that same mentality I feel like we all took there. Just that sea of people and just seeing people from all walks of life, different colors, nationalities, because it's Harborfront, right? Like people are walking around,
That's right.
gathering. They just like the sound of music. So taking that mentality, I brought that there 100%. And honestly, the crowd loved
I
us.
love
Like
it.
they loved every part of the show. So I'm very grateful that I was able to be part of that, as well as have that experience once again. You know?
So that Harborfront performance happened after. So how did it go? Was it Cambridge and then Calgary, or was it Calgary and then Cambridge
So
last year?
yeah, so I did, what was it? I think Cambridge.
I
No,
think it was Cambridge and
yeah,
then Calgary.
Cambridge and then Calgary. And then I think after that, that was in either August or September. So the shows kind of just died down. I focused more on production. And then this summer I had done the Harborfront
Right.
and Cambridge again.
So, and Cambridge again. So, before performing with Luciano in Calgary versus performing at Harborfront,
yeah.
did you find that did it feel different for you, or were you like, okay, this is very familiar. I got this. Like, how did those two experiences differ for you?
I feel like the only difference to me was just the geographic aspect of it. Like just being in Calgary and not seeing the CN Tower when I'm downtown. Like that to me was just the most different thing. Because usually in Toronto, when we're performing at places like that, you see like the Toronto skyline. I did music in the park at CNE, and that was in July. So even that, like just the same kind of area as like Harborfront, maybe about a 15-minute drive or whatnot. Like it's the same kind of crowd. So the whole difference was just mainly just the geographic, not seeing the skyline, right? But in terms of the crowd, like I feel like people love reggae music, right? People love dancehall music. Like I feel like there's something in what we Jamaicans have created in the music that it's this infectious feeling of just like positivity and just very just spiritual and groundation music, right? So I feel like crowds react to reggae music the same, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think so. And I know we had touched on a bit last show about the frequencies.
Yes.
But and it's so funny because every time we go to have a conversation, it's literally like the day before.
Yeah.
I'll see something and I'm like, well, damn, I don't have enough time
Yeah.
to research this now.
Yeah.
Right? But I actually read something where they were talking about how the frequency of reggae
Yeah.
is healing.
Yes.
So now I'm like, well, nah, I gotta
Yeah.
research this, right?
You know what?
But as a performer, go ahead.
Sorry to cut you off, but I was gonna say
go
regarding
ahead.
the 432 like frequency. It's funny that you mentioned that with the reggae, because we talked about that, and literally, I think within the last 4 months, I would say, Ziggy Marley had put out an album, Bright Side, which is I love it. First of all, like, it's amazing.
Oh, I gotta write
But,
it down. Right side.
Yeah, definitely. So he released the album Bright Side, and the funny thing about that is in like certain interviews and him talking about it on his Instagram, that album, his whole album is in 432 hertz, which is funny because I
Really?
feel like typically with that kind of meditation style music, that's something that like, okay, let's say I have tech time. Somebody on YouTube would find tech time and then convert that into 432 hertz and then upload it back, right? But this album that Ziggy Marley did was just straight 432 hertz from recording, which is very interesting because it's obviously meant for healing and a spiritual upliftment.
Yeah.
So the fact that he did that is just, it goes to show that like, listen, like there is something healing about this about the
it.
frequencies, and also with it being reggae music, you're getting like double healings at one time. You know what I mean? So
I can imagine. And like as you're talking about it, I'm thinking about even as a performer, are you feeling like are you experiencing healing as you're actually performing this
yeah.
music, or is it more so when you're listening to it? Like,
I feel like both, because when I listen to music, like I feel calm, right? But performing is a whole nother like, it's hard to explain honestly, because I feel like a lot of times like my eyes are closed and it's because I'm trying to just like feel the music. Like when I'm dancing on stage, like I'm not really choreographing what I'm doing. It's more just me hearing the bass, me hearing the drums, hearing the keyboard, and kind of just moving to what I think those sounds are doing. Right?
and I think you did mention that last time that you perform with your eyes
Yeah.
closed.
I mean, not the whole
Right.
time, but just in terms of just like when I
But
dance out or when when I'm feeling the beat, I definitely have my eyes closed. I learned that from my dad. If you want to feel
yeah.
the music, keep your eyes closed and just focus. Right?
Do you find that the intensity of your performance increases when your eyes are closed?
I think so, yes. Until I eventually grab the mic and I kind of have to know where things are. Because if you just dance with
You
your
don't want to
eyes
fall.
closed, right? Like, yeah,
That
yeah.
could be
So,
dangerous.
100%. Absolutely. Yeah.
So, Luciano is a major like mentor and a part of your world and your ecosystem.
Huge. Yes.
What is it like performing with him versus maybe being in a mentorship type of conversation with him? Like, is he different? And is your energy towards him different in those
Yeah.
different aspects?
I feel like performing with him, it kind of is the same bond and relationship, whether it's performing or just kind of off stage, because I feel like he's been a mentor and also like a father figure, just like my uncles are to me from I was like a kid. So I feel like that translates to all aspects of like music, right? Like when he is giving me advice musically, it definitely obviously isn't the whole what's the word I could say? Like it's not as grand as like, when people perform, like people aren't necessarily dressed up all the time. People aren't necessarily on in terms of just like their energy. But it's more just laid back, like giving me advice just on what he thinks of my music and what he would suggest that I do. And it definitely is I'm so grateful for that, for his guidance. Because like being a veteran artist like that, to have a young talent like that, like he owes me nothing, right?
Yeah.
But the fact that my dad is his drummer and musical director, and that he has seen my growth in music, I guess it's definitely a family oriented, vibe that we do again
I
in
love
terms
it.
of music. Yeah.
So even when he's giving you those compliments, like, or telling you like, "Yo, I've seen your growth," like,
Yeah.
it has to feel amazing. It has to feel like, all right,
Absolutely, yeah. Because when you see somebody like of his stature, like to me, as much as I do my own music and I'm not really necessarily attached to the hip like I was when I was younger, I still look at him as like a musical like genius. Like, and I don't know if this is controversial, but or maybe I'm even biased. Like I've always said that Luciano is the greatest performer, like in terms of the reggae space and in Jamaica. He was doing flips, like on stage. He was climbing on top of the stages and like what I mean. Like there's so much. Like
Yeah.
I'm a fan first of him, right? So just
Yeah.
he is extremely talented, and I'm just so honored and privileged to be a part of his
To
camp.
be part
So
of his world.
every time I
Yeah.
can give him his flowers and big him up, I will do it every single time,
I
no doubt.
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he is just oh, his energy. Like I will never one of my best interviews was that interview at Jerkfest with him. I
Yes,
got to
you
interview him
did.
twice at
Yeah,
Jerkfest, right?
yeah,
And it was just phenomenal. Let him know if he ever feels like he wants to do a podcast. I would be
yeah.
honored to sit and talk to him
Absolutely,
again. You know,
absolutely.
because his vibe is just so
Yeah.
amazing. What is the best piece of advice that he has given you?
Remaining true to yourself and being a positive role model for people. I feel like that is like the biggest thing that I've taken away. Obviously, he's given me gems, but those two
Of
stand
course.
out currently right now. Because, like I said, the choosing the music that he wants to perform and the reason he chooses those songs is purely to just increase people's happiness.
Yeah.
To make people's life better. All
Yeah.
of the songs, Your World and Mine, like these are songs that are like, if you play this on a war zone in a
Oh, they'd
war
stop
torn country,
fighting. Yeah.
yeah, and it makes sense, right? Like the whole idea of just coming together as people and just him being so much about that's definitely the biggest thing that of advice that he's kind of told me. Just remember, as much as you're doing your fun songs and your songs about girls, that there is somebody that needs to feel a message, right? And that needs healing and that needs that guidance and just needs some sense of escapism to help them through their bad day or depression. So that's definitely the
Yeah.
biggest thing that he's taught me. And I try to take that with me. And everywhere I go, not just music, but just like with people on the street, like seeing how he deals with his supporters and his fans. He will
Yeah.
never turn down anybody away. And that's where I get that from. Just seeing how he is with his fans. He would embrace you if you ever wanted a picture, if you wanted an
Yeah.
autograph or a
Yeah.
signing of anything like that. And it's one of those things where when you get to that level, and he says it's like he wouldn't be anything without his fans,
Yeah.
right? Like his
Yeah.
fans are
He
what
did tell
keeps
me
him
that.
what keeps him going, right? So that's the biggest thing by
Yeah.
far.
Yeah. He just carries his whole person, like his whole energy, his whole
Yeah,
essence is just
yeah,
very comforting and soothing, you know. Even like, I don't even know if you know this, like when we first interviewed him, when I was on the People Them Things, um,
yes,
he, we didn't get sound in that first interview. And that
okay,
first interview
wow,
was amazing, right? It was
yeah,
such a great
yeah,
conversation. And when we did the playback, our engineer forgot to flick the switch for the sound. So there was
yeah,
no sound.
yeah,
And so the next night, I had to approach him and say, I know you gave us so much energy last night, but are we able to do this again? And if you say
yeah,
no, I'm okay with it. And I'm ready for him to tell me get lost, right?
yeah,
And he was like, it's okay.
yeah,
It's okay. Let's do
yeah,
it again, right?
yeah,
And it was just so soothing and it was like, wow,
yeah,
thank you for that, right? Because he didn't
yeah,
have to. He had already
yeah,
fulfilled his obligation. He could have been like, hey, if you
yeah,
guys weren't ready, that's on you, right? But
yes,
he was like, it's okay. We'll do it.
yeah,
And it was just so beautiful. Like I always shout him out, like amazing soul,
100%.
amazing person.
Yeah.
So, let's get to the man behind the artist. So you said something very powerful last season. I wanted to circle back to. I had asked you what's one thing that you want the audience to know about Justice Kumari, and you had said that I'm just a person. I'm just a
Yeah,
person too. How has that truth shaped the way that you navigate your career now,
yeah,
along with your relationships and the expectations that people place on you?
yeah. Um, hmm. I feel like it just kind of is a very constant reminder of just like, because I'm just a person and that's what I carry on, I feel like you're no better than anybody else, right? And with that being said, I feel like your life becomes, instead of just worries and all these kind of things become scrambled in your head, it's almost like a blank page, right? I'm just living just like everybody else. So with that being said, I find that with this mentality and with me trying to keep that mindset, it makes me very conscious of just like other people's situations, right? Like when people are being rude to you, for example, suppose that there's something going on in their life, right? They
Yeah.
might have lost a family member or a friend, or they're going
Yeah.
through a breakup. And instead of me seeing that and me reacting negatively, right, it just makes me think for a second and just be like, listen, like, I understand you might be going through something, but like, let's not be mean to each other, or let's not yell, or let's
Yeah.
not fight. Right? And I try to take
Yeah.
that with me through like all aspects, whether it's like a relationship or through my family members, my friends, and just kind of having that understanding. Just like, hey, listen, we're all living on this one planet too, with all these things going on. Like, yeah, it can be overwhelming, but like, let's just try to be on a blank slate. Like, and that's
Yeah.
kind of what I carry with me through that. Me being just being remembered as a person,
Yeah.
right?
I love that because that allows you to have the energy to show people grace,
Yes,
you know,
yes,
which yeah, you're right. Like if we walk around taking everything personally,
yeah.
it doesn't really serve you because the other person could be like their attitude towards you. You never know. It could be a cry for help,
Yes,
right?
absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. That's why, like, just to bring it kind of full circle, like with Luciano and my dad giving me the advice that they have given me, just always be nice to people that are supporting you and whatnot, because that is their only impression of you, right? Like when I did the Harborfront show the other day, after the show, people started gathering in the back, and obviously just me being outside, relaxing with the band. A lot of people saw me and recognized me and just wanted to come take pictures. And the first thing I did was bring them in, sign something for them, because I had pictures that my team carries with, just pictures of me, just things that I can give to people, just to have a memory, to
Yeah.
give them that light, right?
Yeah, the
The
tangible
work's not
thing to
only
say.
on stage to me; it's past it, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I'm sure your fans have to notice that and love it, right?
I hope so. That's my biggest goal, right?
Yeah. So when the lights are all off, the stage is quiet. So I've asked you
Mhm.
like how do you feel when you're on the stage or that moment after the stage?
Yeah.
But what do you actually do in order to feel grounded as a man
Yeah.
after you've gotten off the stage and, take yourself out of that artist out realm back into
Yeah.
Justice the man?
Yeah. So with that now, a lot of my personal things are just me doing activities, right? Like I love playing basketball. That to me has been a part of my life since I was a kid. So just me going to like a outdoor court or going to like an indoor one, whatever's available, and just kind of shooting a couple baskets and just shooting the ball, doing a couple layups, and just even working out as well is something I do to kind of keep me grounded. But for me, the biggest thing that I feel like kind of keeps me in a good space and just keeps me sane is being in the studio, which is kind of where I'm at now. I do a lot of production just behind the scenes, right? Like I said, I do produce my own music. So
Right.
whether it's me making beats, whether it's me fine tuning a song that I already have made that's ready to be mixed and mastered, or me producing for somebody else. Like I had helped out my aunt Elaine Shepherd with her latest single, "When I Think About Cheating." So
Oh,
we
nice.
recorded a lot of like all the vocals we recorded here in the studio, as well as me playing on the demo tracks before she actually had keyboard players and steel guitar players. So we did all the post production stuff here. So it's definitely a lot of studio work is what I'm doing in my spare time. Like I love producing. I feel like next to performing, like them two are kind of on the
Producing
same
is
level because
it?
they're two different
Really?
things, right? Like the producing stuff for me is what I do behind the stage, which is a bit more private, which is good because I feel like everybody should have that thing where they do in quiet that gives them happiness. And for me, this is my
Yeah.
happiness. Like it's all the things that I grew up with, playing keyboards, playing drums, playing the guitars, and I just play that in my program here, and it's nice, right? It's therapeutic to me, but in a different way than performing. It's not as
I love
much
it.
pressure as having to go out there and perform and be like, listen, I have to perform in front of you guys in order to have a good time. It's more of a therapeutic. I'm doing it for myself to make myself feel good, and hopefully through that, there's somebody else can have that same feeling when the song is eventually out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's actually really interesting to me that you're almost the opposite to the norm, so to speak. Because oftentimes you'll hear people say, like, oh, it's the pressure of being creating that song that's going to be that
Yeah.
next it
Yeah.
thing and whatever. But you're like, no, if it feels good for me, I hope it feels good for
Yeah.
you, and I keep it moving.
Absolutely. And I
You
feel like
know.
not perception. It's oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. What is the word where like a song can mean something from interpretation? It's all about interpretation,
Interpretation.
right? So a song for me can have a very sad ambiance and undertone, but to somebody else that can be an uplifting thing, right? So it's a matter of just me putting out what I think I like and just leaving it up to the listener to kind of have their own take on it and perception. So that's why I enjoy it
I
too,
love
because
it.
it's another form of creativity that isn't necessarily performing, right? And I feel like
Yeah.
with that whole topic, like just of creating, like I just love being able to make art, right?
Yeah. And it's funny because you do find that people who are like in the light
Yeah.
tend to be very creative
Yes.
and take that creative
Yeah.
piece very seriously, right?
Absolutely.
So your artistry has grown very noticeably since we last
Yeah.
spoke. What's one shift that you've made, whether creatively or personally, that has shifted the way that you approach things?
Wow, yeah, that's a very good question. So, funny enough, with this kind of turn in like the conversation, I had recently made my own book. So,
Really?
yeah. So the song,
I didn't even expect you to say
yeah. So
that.
this is the first time I'm speaking about it, like in an interview or like a public kind of space. Obviously, like if you come to my shows and if you've been to the Luciano shows and the Cambridge shows, I more will do it at stuff like that, but I haven't formally announced it. But we're here, so I feel comfortable to talk about it. But I have
I
a
appreciate
book
it.
that is currently in the works and it's finishing stages. It's based off of my song that I had wrote, Equal Party. So I performed that song at the Reggae North Music Awards. The song is just basically about equality, right? It stems from my whole childhood of growing up as sick kids and feeling different, feeling like an outcast, and me growing up just with that insecurity and just needing to find some kind of like hope and light. And to me, that was music. So with me feeling confident now and me having the conversations with therapists and with doctors and with my parents and with my family, I feel good now. Obviously, I know in the back of my mind that I come from a certain place and that there was a lot of hard times, but just the fact that I've grown now and have understood that, I want to embrace that and spread that to other children and sick kids or
I love
just
that.
anybody who's going through a hard time like that. So, as I said, the book is called Equal Party. I have it here with me.
Love
It
it.
is, I guess, geared towards children, but it is meant for
I
obviously
love
all walks
that.
of life. So the book is just I took the equal party message in the song, but I had rewritten it for the book to make it more child friendly, to make them more understand it. So it's a lot
Wow.
of pictures of just positivity and just embracing culture, people of all different colors, religions, and whatnot. So this to
Wow.
me is my latest project and something that I'm looking to put on the near future. Where me and my team are currently working on the video. We had shot it, I believe, a year ago, but I didn't like how certain shots came out. So I want to make it as best as I can for my audience and obviously for myself and the people around me. So we're currently in the
I
works
love
of
it.
reshooting that. So I want to do a I want to release everything at once. So once the
Okay.
video and the song comes out, the book will follow right after to kind of go hand in hand.
I love
Yeah.
that. So when you do that, I'm thinking let's do a big and serious podcast. We will purchase 3 books
Wow. Okay.
and we will do a giveaway. We'll do the Justice Kumari
Yeah.
giveaway. This will be the first giveaway in the history of the Big and Serious
Okay. Yeah.
podcast. So when you're ready to come back, I'm going to leave the ball in your
Yes.
court. So you let me know, good as I'm ready. We'll purchase the 3 books. We'll come on the show. We'll figure out how to
Wow.
do, we'll talk about it before, but
Yes.
we'll figure out how to do the
Yeah.
giveaway. And we will give 3 lucky audience members a copy of the book.
That is amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. That means the world.
No,
Wow.
I think that'll be really
Yeah.
cool. I would be honored
Yeah.
to be able to do that with you.
No, that would be great.
Yeah, so let's do that. So, and I feel like that is a beautiful segue into the future.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how do you balance honoring your roots? Well, actually, let me read the whole question to you. So you come from a musical lineage, but you're building your career here in
Yes.
Canada, and it's still like, as much as we like, I remember being a kid and my dad playing Toronto
Yeah.
artists. My dad loved the eclectic
Yes.
underground music, so he played a lot of Toronto artists, and they would sing about driving down
Mm-hmm.
Eglinton, driving to
Yeah.
Malton
Yeah.
and Mississauga and all this. Actually, I should probably try to find that song. I'll play it tonight, people,
Yeah.
if I remember. But reggae still, despite that, and I mean, I'm 50,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm 50 years old. I don't really say that very loudly a lot, but I am 50. Reggae still is developing here in
Yes.
Canada. You know, the reggae scene, it's still developing. So, how do you balance honoring your roots while still carving out your lane here?
How do I balance honoring my roots while still being here? I feel like, and this isn't even me doing it purposely, it's more me doing it naturally. I feel like by me honoring my roots, it automatically kind of just sorry, could you repeat that question one more time? I want to make sure I'm answering it properly.
Yeah, for sure. How do you balance honoring your roots while carving out your own lane
Okay.
here?
I honor my roots by taking my roots with me on my journey. So as I'm carving out my own path, the knowledge and the advice and the guidance from my uncles, from my aunts, from my dad, from my mom, from my grandpa who does music, my grand uncles who have also done music, are all instilled in
Oh
me.
my gosh.
So it's me taking all that information and just me condensing it, but obviously still keeping the content of that information and just shooting that forward as much as I can by still being me. But just having that knowledge and
Wow.
having that, like for example, like my dad always tells me to project my voice, right? So me being a soft
Yep.
spoken person and me singing like that, sometimes I'll get like the little nod on my shoulder and being like, project, make the audience feel something. And I'll take that, you know what I mean? That what was his name? His name was Emperor. My dad was his name was back in the day when he would sing. I would take that Emperor kind
Emperor.
of emotion and just put that in a song. And that to me is honoring my legacy, which is just bringing it forward as I do my own thing. Right? Just
I
keeping it
love it.
alive by just
So,
incorporating it in everything I do musically.
yeah. So that it allows you then even
Yeah.
to just bring your roots and your legacy with you
Absolutely.
throughout your career,
Yeah.
and helps you then to keep that authenticity.
Yes.
So you're working on, what's the name of the song? Evolution was the song?
Equal
Was that
party.
what the name? Equal Party. I knew it was a E.
Yeah.
Equal Party is one project, so it's a trifecta project. Are there any other projects that you're working on right now that you want to talk about?
Yeah,
If
no.
it's like, and it's under wraps,
Yeah.
tell me, get
No,
lost.
there's definitely. I wouldn't say there's one project. Like I'm constantly working on music. Like I have about like 30 songs to kind of just pull and choose from to just be like, okay, is this the one I want to go with or no? And obviously I write songs as well, like currently. So it's a matter of just choosing where I want to go next. Definitely right now I am focusing on Equal Party and the release of that and just planning the book launch with it going hand in hand with the release and getting all that kind of stuff sorted out. So I'm definitely focused on Equal Party. And then once that is out is probably when I will have the next thing in progress.
Okay. Okay. I love it. So is Equal Party going to be a part of an EP or an album, or are you going to just let it stand on its
So
own?
eventually I feel like
What
it
are you
will.
thinking?
Like a lot of I've released, I believe, 3 or 4 singles. So those, maybe Tech Time and Diamonds and Pearls would be part of a future EP or album. But for now, I do think how the game is in terms of the music industry, it's a single based industry, right? Like,
Yeah.
unfortunately,
So true.
consumers nowadays, or I'm not gonna say unfortunately, I guess the reality of what it is today consumers are a short term content people. which is fine because times have changed. But with that being said, you have to adapt. So I feel like for now, it's definitely going to be a single. And then once the catalog grows and more interest and more numbers and more audiences involved is when I think I would be in a place where it would be appropriate to put out an EP or album.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you also don't want to put out something. I'm not saying that it would,
Yeah.
but at the same time, you don't want to put out something that's just going to fall by the wayside.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And so being strategic about
Yeah.
it and knowing your audience,
Yes.
right?
Absolutely.
And that doesn't just mean, in Cambridge or
Yeah.
Harborfront, but literally knowing your audience,
Yeah.
knowing how the mentality of people are today, is huge. Because and it's funny you say that, because even from a podcaster perspective, I find that like the long form video. So, oh, I'm frozen. I thought I was frozen. Okay, so I find like the long form show. It's okay.
There we
Doesn't
go.
gain as much attention as when I post a short. Right? So
Yeah.
I'm going to cut up this short. I'm going to cut up this interview and post different pieces about it. And that's
Uh-huh.
going to gain more interest or engagement than the actual full show does.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's sad, but it's how it is nowadays, right? Like I feel like
Yeah, that's the
if you
reality
want
of it.
to have relevance and be present with it, like you have to adjust with the times, right? Like I'm pretty sure people felt the same way when like music went from record players to CDs, and then from CDs to USBs, and then USBs to now wireless on your phone, right? Like it's a constant growth, and that I just don't want to be that person that gets left behind. I'd rather be caught up with the time than be relevant to the most
That's right.
fresh ears and be most available to everybody as I can, right? The one thing
Yeah,
I will say though,
I agree.
the one thing or the reason I don't mind putting out singles is because I feel like I do put a lot of effort and a lot of time into the songs that I do write and put out. So with me
Yes.
spending all this time on one song makes me feel like, okay, it was worth my giving it my all, or giving it my best vocal
Yeah.
performance ability, or writing the best video out for the song. So I don't mind it. It's definitely different than how my icons and how the artists that I listened to growing up release their music, but I'm sure that the people that they
Yeah.
looked up to were doing it different than them. So it's a constant
Yeah,
cycle of just growth, right? Which is fine.
definitely. And if you think about it, when we were growing up, like
Yeah.
it was a machine. Like music was a machine.
Yes.
So it was like you look at a Vibes Cartel and he's just pumping out,
Yep.
pumping out, pumping out, pumping
Yeah.
out, pumping out, right? Motown even pumping out, just pumping out stuff. So it's nice that you're like, I'm gonna take time.
Literally, yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna take
Yeah.
time, right? And keep going. So you've had a few performances recently under your belt. What are the upcoming ones that people can look for? They're looking to see you on a stage.
So right now we're in the works of getting some shows down in Vancouver. That is where my aunt Elaine
Nice.
Shepherd is based out of. So we're looking to do some shows out there to try to expand our audience, to try to,
I
gain the
love it.
most influence in this audience and, support out there. It's somewhere where I haven't been at least. And apparently the reggae scene is big out there. So to try to get over there and to try to get that
Yeah.
going is definitely what we're focused on currently at the moment.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
So Vancouver, look out.
Absolutely.
Justice Kumari is coming.
Yeah.
He's on his way. So looking at legacy, when you think about your future, so your catalog, your message, your legacy, what direction are you intentionally moving towards?
I want to go towards. I definitely want to go towards the path of like the people that I look up to. I want like my goal is to try to be as remembered and as like recognized, just like Michael Jackson was, or just as Bob Marley was, or as Elvis
love
was.
it.
Right? Like I feel like these people had a story to tell, right? And had a message behind them that made that story interesting. Right? Like Michael Jackson grew up in a ghetto of Gary, Indiana, right? In America during like segregation. Right? So for
That's
him
right.
and his brothers to be the first black group to do a lot of things in that period of time, when still being kids, right? To then Michael Jackson growing up and facing his own battles and overcoming those battles. And even Bob Marley growing up in 9 Mile, right? The
Trench
country.
town,
And then
yeah.
moving to Trenchtown in
Yeah.
the ghetto, in the slums, to then singing music about his faith and Rasta, which he found as a teenager, and bringing that worldwide. Like, that to me is so inspiring. And if I can do that
Yep.
through my story of just shit kids and me feeling like, and that's why it's such a big deal to me, because I feel like it is for somebody that is going through it, because I know how it felt. Like, it's life changing to see somebody that you look up to, like how I looked up to Bob Marley, right? Like, to me, that was my escape of just feeling like an outcast. Okay, this light skinned guy has big dreadlocks and is talking about Rasta that nobody's talking about. Like, to me, that was the perfect
That's right.
path of rebellion. Even Luciano, with his certain, not necessarily his message, because it's obviously positive, but just the way that he looks and the way that he carries himself in army. Like, he doesn't necessarily
right.
look like everybody else, right? So just me having that,
Yeah.
those influences, that is definitely the path that I want to be on. I want to be as influential in a positive way, just like them, and to be remembered
I
and to
love
be.
that.
I think everybody wants to feel loved, right? And I just want to be loved in
Yes.
that way as well, right? I feel like, to me, even if I
Yes.
get like quarter there, or even shorter than that, 1% there, to me that's the biggest win. You know, if I can have
Well, I know the. Go ahead.
no, if I can have the same effect to somebody, at least one person, like that to me is me reaching that kind of level. You know.
I love that. I was just to say, like, they say, like, frequency wise, you put yourself on the frequency of
Yeah.
the thing that you want, right? And I feel like you're already, like, you're on that path,
Yeah.
right? I know for me, every time I see you, it's just pure
Yeah.
positivity and just pure love, no matter what the
Yeah.
situation, like, it's just pure love all the time. And I think that wanting to be loved, it just circles back to the whole I'm
Yeah.
human aspect of how you carry yourself in your essence. So, last question of the night: how can listeners follow you, support you, and stay connected to everything
Yeah.
you're building on social media?
So to follow me, my ad is Justice Kumari on all platforms. That is JusticeKumari. So that's me on TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, Spotify, I what is it? iTunes, Apple Music, SoundCloud, literally any social media platform. That is typically my username. And in terms of supporting, obviously, like if you wanted to give that a follow and if you want to go check out my music, that would be supporting. But I think just supporting to me just means sending love, right? Whether that is you doing that or just you even just internally just being like, okay, like this guy's cool, or this guy has something to say and I like it, right? So
I love
I feel like
that.
support can
So
mean
people,
anything that means to that person. If that means you following me, then sure. If that, if that just means you listening to one of my songs and not saying anything, that's fine. If that means you saying something about my song, that can be supportive as long as it's true to you. Right?
yeah, I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
That allows people to be people,
yeah, for
right?
sure.
And to keep their authenticity and move how
Yes,
you know makes them feel good, which is
yeah,
beautiful. Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much for sitting down with me and having, as usual, a very in-depth and
yeah,
profound conversation. It's always a pleasure.
yes,
Like I said, circle back when you're ready, with Equal Party.
yes,
Let's
absolutely,
do something over here.
yes,
Let's celebrate it. The trifecta of the
yeah.
project that you're working on. And yeah, you know how to
Yeah.
find me, so find me.
Absolutely. No, I want to thank you again, Andrew Goodaz, for having me on the podcast. Big up the Big and Serious podcast every time. You know what I mean?
Thank
You've
you.
known me since I was like 19, right? Like I've been at Jerkfest for like years. So just me being on this platform and just you having given me the opportunity again to come speak, like I never take it for granted. I appreciate it.
I
This is what's
appreciate
needed
it.
in our space, right? Like this is
Thank you.
absolutely what we need. You know?
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's funny because there was a time when I was like, maybe I should stop, and like it was like, what do you mean stop? And I was like,
You
oh,
can't. You
okay.
had turbulence on like 2 weeks ago. You can't.
I know.
Yeah, there's no. There's no.
I was like, oh, I'll just do my mic drop, big thing
Yeah.
done, And they're like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
No. And I was like, okay.
No. Like I said, the
You know.
reggae, the Toronto reggae community, I already feel like is pretty it's a tight community. We all know each other, right? So the more we can have different avenues, like I said, there's a lot of us that are musicians. Like your sister, for example, like she's an amazingly talented musician. I feel like we need more of these outlets, right? That's why I love what you're
Yes.
doing here.
I
Big
appreciate
up
that.
you every time. You know what I mean? Like you're doing your
Thank
thing, and
you.
it's amazing to see. You know?
Thank you so much. And trying to teach and everything. You know, always trying to teach and just let the massive know
Yeah.
about the stuff.
Yeah.
So thank you. We will stay tuned, people. We will be dropping Diamonds and Pearls. Of course, you know me. I'm not going to make you sit there and listen to your track. I feel like it's so awkward for artists
Yeah.
that they have to sit there and then they're
Yeah.
like, do I lip
Dance,
sync?
yeah.
Do I sing? Do I
Yeah.
dance?
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like, I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that to
Yeah.
you. Like, and I think that's one of the things that sets the podcast apart is I always want to, let's talk about the person and then we can always get into the music later
Absolutely.
on. So I appreciate, love you always. You done know, keep
Yes.
doing big things. And keep going.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
All right. Love.
All right. Love. Have a beautiful
You as
evening.
well. Bless.
All right. So, people, that was Justice Kumari. Again, you can find him on all platforms at Justice Kumari, JusticeKumari. Big up to him. Look out for Equal Party, the trifecta. So, the book, the video, and the song coming out soon. And of course, here on Big and Serious Podcast, we're going to do something fun with it. And we'll give away 3 books as well when he's ready. So, as we move, or before we officially get into part 2 of the vinyl ritual, we're going to run Diamonds and Pearls. Let me get over. And I was laughing at myself because the Goodaz, I don't know how good the music sounded. I don't know how good the music sounded the last when we were playing music just now, but we'll figure it out. So let me. Oh, what's going on here? Okay, actually, I know what's going on. We're gonna go into the vinyl ritual space, and we're gonna run Diamonds and Pearls. So let me make sure that I do it properly this time. Again, if the first part of the vinyl ritual, part 1, doesn't sound good, I will actually edit it out of the broadcast because I'm doing things properly. Goodness. So we're going to pull up our thing here and we're going to keep it moving. I probably should have queued stuff up before, but, well, you know. We keep it going, right? We keep it going, and this is the fun of doing things live and getting embedded in different aspects of the show and, doing different things. But I did not run the vinyl ritual part 1 properly, so I'll go back and I'll listen to how that sounds, and then and then we'll go from there. So, people, this is Diamonds and Pearls by Justice Kumari. Again, big up, sir, for being here on the podcast and taking us on a beautiful journey through the big conversation. People, we are closing it out, and then we're going to get into the vinyl ritual. Actually, you know what? We might as well, since we're in the vinyl ritual room, this is the vinyl ritual part 2, and we are starting with Diamonds and Pearls by Justice Kumari.
Hey pretty girl, I saw your face across the room. I try to find the words to say when I see you. How about we take this one more floor up to my room? we can touch the stars. I can take you far away. We could fly to the island, babe. You show me your honesty, I'll show you my world. Up all night and we're locked away. Girl, I know that you're feeling me. Love the way that we're moving, babe. My diamonds and pearls. You know, say you're my type.
Oh my gosh, bad vibes. You know, I was like, I gotta call him back, but I didn't know the best time to call you, so I apologize for that. Let me know. Let me know the best time to call you back. I'm so sorry. So I just kind of stopped it abruptly, but I was like, I don't want to lose the song. I don't want to lose the song, and I'm not ready because I was messing around with other stuff. So as we move back into, and that, sorry, people, that was Diamonds and Pearls, Justice Kumari. Look for him on all platforms, and we'll keep it going. So part 2 of the vinyl ritual, not till Monday. Okay, sir. I apologize again for, today I will hit you up for sure. Let me know what time and I will call you. We move through part 2 of the vinyl ritual. Rhythms that shape dance and the fashion and the attitude and the whole energy of the 90s. So we're going to continue where we left off. So we had left off with the Wicked Dickie rhythm, and we did Gallifus, and I think let me think about this for a second. What do I want to do? We're going to keep it moving, actually. We're going to keep going. So, what happened? Hold on. Oh, all right. Anyway, so another rhythm, sorry, I apologize, people. I apologize. Another rhythm that really was very important in the 90s. And we're going to explore 2 rhythms, and then we're going to be done with it for tonight. But another rhythm that was very important was the heartbeat rhythm. And Daddy Screw linked up with Maxi Priest, and they brought us Heartbreaker. And well, I'll let you listen to it.
Is this a dream, John? Boy, I'm tired of that. Take on the pressure. That's easy, Priest. It's just an hallucination.
Tell me I'm only dreaming, that there's some other meaning. I hope and pray, cause I don't wanna live that way.
Again.
Thinking about tomorrow. Yesterday
You know what?
was in sorrow. Trying to
Let me do it right now, Mad Vibes, because you don't know the good as sometimes we tend to forget things. So thank you for big shout out to you. Yo, dear, let me give you. I appreciate love you. Thank you so much. So people, don't forget this weekend, all roads lead to Montreal. Mango Bay is celebrating their 25th anniversary. They got, oh my goodness, they got such a lineup of people. They got, let me see if I can remember. So Steely Bashman is playing. They got, I believe Lukey D is going to be there. Singing Melody is going to be there, and a whole other host of people. You don't want to miss this major celebration. If you want information, you're going to go over to Singing Peas page, or even just Google Mango Bay and all of that, and you'll find out where it is, but it's in Montreal. They're celebrating the 25th anniversary. That's a long time to be feeding the community. So shout out to Singy P as he embarks on the next chapter, you know, the next 25 years of Mango Bay, and moving forward. And congratulations on making it through. Listen, you made it through a whole pandemic. You made it through a whole pandemic. You made it through things like, you know, these food services and food being way more accessible to people and things like that. And you've kept up with the times. So shout out to you. Major shout out to you, people. This weekend on Saturday, Mango Bay's 25th anniversary out in Montreal. Major milestone. You want to be a part of it. Make sure that you get your tickets and you go and you eat and support and celebrate and dance and party and dress nice. Make sure you look good enough. You have to look good. And then on Sunday, the first carnival in Valleyfield, again in Montreal, is happening on Sunday. So tell me something, Mad Vibes. Is this a bring your own costume carnival, or is it camp? Let us know. I'll load up the thing for the people that. But Valleyfield is having their very first on Sunday, so that's going to be a vibe as well, and it's still warm outside. All right, so now we're going to get back into the heartbeat rhythm. So Heartbreaker, we're going to run it again. Daddy Screw, Maxi Priest, and again a very important rhythm from the 90s. Okay, so they have costumes, so you can go and get your costume. A link, I guess, search up Valleyfield and you'll see it. Or you can also bring your own costume. So that's actually really cool. You got an option. You can either play with a mass camp and get a costume from there, or you can bring your own costume. Either way, it's vibes and energy. You don't want to miss that either. So Heartbreaker, let's go. All right, so you can link Mad Vibes, and you can get the information that you need. Mad Vibes, put your handle up, and I will post it for you.
Yesterday's joys and sorrow, trying to hide all the pain that I felt inside. I thought I saw you coming my way. Reached out to touch you, then you fade away. My heart is hurting, the tears I cry, pretending I'm strong, but I just can't lie. I'm hurting.
It's like me heartbreaker, girl when me care for. Give me love, you know it gone up in a paper. You like pin and I cut me like razor. Be a heart take and sorrow me a livina. Have big man a la tear up old paper. Feel like I woulda just walk in a trailer. Want migrate but them not give me no visa. Me woulda gone living at the freezer. So
Coming my way.
in a me dream.
To touch you, then you fade away. My heart is hurting, the tears I cry, pretending I'm strong, but I just can't lie.
To me kind of high water already.
Cause you're all that I'm living for.
Me a pray say you come back to me.
And I don't wanna hurt no more.
If you see how me a act daddy.
All the pain that I feel
Come me
inside,
start going maddy.
and the tears just won't subside.
So what? Just find me some.
All right, so we're gonna keep it moving. So a next song on the rhythm. Listen, if a man told you you were old before you're young, it was not a nice compliment, all right? It was not a good thing. So bleaching, and I don't mean skin lightening, I mean not getting enough sleep or not resting your body properly. It'll cause you to look pop down and you'll become old before you're young. So let's have Louis Culture tell us about it. And again, this is on the Heartbeat Rhythm, a very important rhythm from the 90s.
Now
16 and she no want nothing small. It's written on her body and I may come one and all. She young, so when you see her you feel bad. Oh, before them young, and the first me ever see woman done. Oh, before them young, too much she run up and down. Miss Mary, but she not cold. Young girl like a you favor foul. Bleach every night in a July crowd. Left from south, go dance and not bowl. Find her in a bathroom, a sleep and bowl. Do you not tired, you no response for your soul. Oh, before them young, and the first me ever see woman done. Oh, before them young, too much she run up and me need a one them body late night bleaching. Need a tell them body enough man keeping. No play the face for me preaching. No look how far it reaching. Sometime me have to wonder if it's a trick. Some little young girl all a walk with stick. One time she used to say she got the lick. Then how the lick gonna coulda OT fit. I couldn't and Marie because she full up of style. Me love how she flex the one man profile. But them ya little girl them too wicked and wild. I post how them out until them hotness spoil. All before them young, and the first me ever see woman done. All before them young, too much she run up and down. From she reached 10, she said for her name a call. Sweet 16 and she no want nothing small. So she run with Peter, so she welcome Paul. 17 years and she dey boom like a ball. Oh, she look so old, I must see Spanish town wall. Last night me see her run a granny me a call. It's written on her body, welcome one and all. She old before she young, so fi ball. Oh,
Alright, so let's keep going. So shh. Alright, so you know, another major rhythm, and this rhythm, it's still, you know, you run this rhythm today, you go to a dance and you hear this rhythm today, the people them still are broke out, and the people them still sing out and are going, you know, them are going good. But I noticed that we played so many men. We're gonna let the ladies, you know, help us explore this final rhythm of the night. Actually, it's not the final rhythm of the night because, of course, then we get into the stagalag and then we close out the show. But before we do all that, we're going to explore one more 90s rhythm. This is the Joyride rhythm, and we're going to let the ladies take us through this rhythm. First off, former queen of the dancehall, Lady Saw, who, you know, we have highlighted her. We highlighted her last season 1. Very important figure in dancehall history, especially 90s history. Sycamore Tree, because, you know, me have to tell a boy to flee. Let's go.
Sycamore tree, a boy want me bow, want me tell him to flee. I tell you it was under the sycamore
yes,
tree.
Minister, you know what?
Tell you it was under.
Let me put some respect on it. You're right. Formerly known as Lady Saw, this is Minister Marion Hall from her back in our Brookout days. Let's say before, you know, she changed her life. She was telling us about the sycamore tree. So let me put some respect on it. Formerly known as Lady Saw. This is her as Lady Saw. Let's go. Sycamore, we'll run it again.
Sycamore tree, a boy want me bow, want me tell him to flee. I tell you it was under the sycamore tree. The sun stopped shining from them. Tell you it was under the sycamore tree. A boy want me bow, want me tell him to flee. I tell you it was under the sycamore tree. The sun stopped shining from me. Well, remember when we used to grow? You used to drop your hint and me think you did a gal. But me a goody and me never know how. Furthermore, me never decide to bow. Well, a long time your friend them did a leak, but you me keep back cause me never want speak. And me a gal we go on me church every week. So me nah make no boy turn me in a freak. So me say, on sycamore tree. A boy want me bow, want me tell him to flee. I tell you it was under the sycamore tree. The sun stopped shining for me. I tell you it was under the sycamore tree. A boy want me bow, want me tell him to flee. I tell you it was under the sycamore tree. The sun stopped shining for me. Me love you but me still have me pride. Me a girl will give you all the wickedest ride, but me have to stay upon the righteous side. Me nah make no boy make me walk and hide. Call me old fashion, I know everything me like. Me a girl will ride on your big ninja bike. Run any marathon in on me spike. I one mic me chat pan and me to the mic. Well it was under the sycamore tree. A boy want me bow, want me tell him to flee. I tell you it was under the sycamore
talk about your past haunting you a bit. So as Lady saw, Minister Marion Hall actually had some issues getting her visa because as Lady saw, she was banned in a few places. You know, I'm not surprised. So ladies, when you go to Valley Field Carnival Parade on Sunday, avoid some sycamore trees, you know. I'll let you know that the parade starts at 11:30 in the morning.
Make me see the hand them without a doubt. Me say it was under the sycamore tree. A boy want me bow, want me tell him to flee. I tell you it was under the sycamore tree. The sun stopped shining for me. I tell you it was under the sycamore tree. A boy want me bow, want me tell him to flee. I tell you it was under the sycamore tree. Sun stopped shining for me.
So unable to get work and stuff like that. So really, when she says she went through a lot, she went through a lot.
Goody, I me never know how. And furthermore, me never decide to bow. Well, a long time your friend them did a leak, but to me keep back and me never want speak. And me a gal we go and me church every week. And me nah make no boy come turn me in a freak. Me say it was under the sycamore tree. A boy want me bow, want me tell him to flee. I tell you it was under the sycamore tree. The sun stopped shining for me. Remember it was.
All right, so shout out to Vibes for sending me the flyer. You done know. I appreciate love you all the time. All right, so let's do this properly. On Saturday, August the 22nd, Mango Bay will be celebrating their 25th anniversary. Montreal, I want you to stand up and go and support Toronto. Get in your cars, drive down their support. This is the all-white edition dinner, show, and dance. Now, they have performances by Steely Bashment, Singing Melody, Lukey D, Nighthawk International, DJ Tuff, DJ Star Q, and Lickle Thunder. All right, so this is happening at 2285 Rue McLeod, Chateauguay, and that's from 7 p.m. until 2 a.m. You know, you can still get your tickets. It's happening on Saturday. Shout out to Singing P. Again, this is a huge, huge, huge milestone. So congratulations to you. Met my done get a sexy on, Gaya Zeet. And, you know, it's a phenomenon that you're able to be here still. So I'm going to give you a, yeah, man, big up yourself every single time. All right, so last song in the vinyl ritual before we get into the Stagalag. I don't know where that came from. But anyway, Tanya Stevens, you're not ready for this yet. You're not ready, you know, and you know, I hope Valleyfield is ready for their carnival. They're gonna have a ball. I know those are always beautiful. Tanya Stevens, Joyride Rhythm, another very important rhythm from the 90s. Yeah. Let's go.
Hey, Miss I mention yourself this question. Wanna say, wanna what done, man? And I wanna run the program. Tell me, have you ever sat to think what make a girl cheat? Have you ever asked her if she like how you do it? You need to check yourself before you start kiss your teeth. You're not ready for this yet, boy. Have you ever wondered what make a girl come? A woman must be satisfied before you say you're done. You can't say a thing if you end up again.
And people, I always forget to do this. I'm going to do it today. If you're looking for the Goodaz, read the ticker below.
and a sleepover world. Get your act together before you look another girl. You're not ready for this yet, boy. Did you even realize a woman have mood? You have to know for younger it when girl are going rude. That's why you need that man to eat whole heap on the food. Cause oh no, not ready for it. Oh no, not ready for it. Oh no, not ready for this yet, boy. Most are full of pure self-praise. Hot fire there but they would not blaze. Gotta feel work a miracle for make the dead race. Round them up and lock them up for day, hey, hey. Have you ever stopped to think what make a girl cheat? And have you ever asked her if she like how you do it? You need to check yourself before you start kiss your teeth. Cause you're not ready for this yet, boy. Have you ever wondered where make a girl come? A woman first be satisfied before you say you're done. You can't say a thing if you end up a get bun. Cause you're not ready for this yet, boy. But you're a little fool and say I am rule the world. And when my bum scary and I sleep over world. Get your act together before you look another girl. Cause you're not ready for this yet, boy. Did you even realize a woman have mood? You have to know for younger it when girl are going rude. That's why another man I eat one heap of no food. Cause oh no, not ready for it. Oh no, not ready for it. Oh no, not ready for this yet, boy. Man I kick back and say him now watch the face. While the woman I relax on another one base. So how it look you know it's like him soon get replaced. Him say bad man no worry about no petty case. So him write him name another man come erase. Them call him Mr. Ori cause he never in a haze. Sometimes girl have to wonder if him did a get a chase. He must sleep and she a gaze in a space. So have you ever stopped to think what make a girl cheat? And have you ever asked her if she like how you do it? You need to check yourself before you start kiss your teeth. You're not ready for this yet, boy. Have you ever wondered what make a girl come? A woman first be satisfied before you say you're done. You can't say a thing if you end up a get bun. Cause you're not ready for this yet, boy. But you're a little fool and say I am rule the world. How him a bum scary and a sleep over world. Get your act together before you look another girl. Cause you're not ready for this yet, boy. Did you even realize a woman have mood? You have to know for younger it when girl are going rude. That's why another man I equally pound of food. Cause
I'm literally running away. I'm running away. I have to go.
Most are full of yourself praise. Hot fire there but they would not blaze.
Why did you say something earlier? I would have avoided the whole playback part of part 2. Why you do this?
Have you ever asked her if she like how you do it? You need to check yourself before you start kissing your teeth. You're not ready for this yet, boy.
Yes. So people, we honored the 90s tonight. And, you know, I love it. That's like the golden era for the Goodaz in terms of music and being outside and exploring and, you know, doing things. But now it's time to get into the Stagalag. So let's do it. So let me line it up properly. As we get into the last portion of the show, I do want to take a moment to say thank you to everybody for joining me tonight. Mad Vibes, you don't know, it's always a pleasure when you jump into the room. I wish you had said something sooner because I promise you I would have totally avoided the whole part 2 of the Vinyl Ritual and just vibed out with you and had it and talked. But don't feel like this are gonna make you not have to come on the show for your own interview because it's still have to happen. Something have to happen. So we'll figure this out because this needs to happen. But like I said, we're gonna get into the Stagalag, where we honor, well, of course, the dynamic duo Sly and Robbie. Their Stalag Rub-a-Dub rhythm is going to take us home, but this is called the Stagalag. So wherever you are right now, in your car, in your kitchen, on the night shift, on break, or just winding down, this is your moment to slow everything down. We're going into the Stagalag. So first, I want you to just soften the shoulders and let your jaw unclench. You know, sometimes we walk around and the jaw is just so tensed up and clenched up. So just soften that jaw. Alright? And let the breath settle. we're going to take a breath together, okay? I want you to inhale gently. Hold it. And let it go. I want you to picture yourself standing somewhere peaceful, somewhere that feels like home to your spirit. And maybe it's a quiet beach at sunrise. Maybe it's your grandmother's yard, or maybe it's just your own room with the lights low and the world finally quiet. Wherever you are, I want you to see it clearly in your mind's eye. Feel the air on your skin, the ground under your feet, and just feel how safe that space is. And I want you to take another breath with me. In through the nose. Hold it. And release. And as you breathe, I want you to let go of anything that tried to follow you into the night that you didn't want. The stress, the noise, the pressure, the overthinking. Let it fall away like sand slipping through your fingers. We'll take one more breath together. Inhale. Hold it. And let it out slowly. See, tonight's Stagalag and every Stagalag, it's so simple. The concept is so simple. I want you to know that you're allowed to pause. You're allowed to breathe. And you're allowed to be human. And I want you to keep the calm with you. Carry the stillness into tomorrow. And remember that no matter how loud the world gets, you can always come back to this moment, this breath, the Stagalag. So I want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in tonight. Again, thank you for spending your time with me, whether you're watching live or whether you're on the replay. You know, thank you for everything. We hit a milestone on Instagram and on the Angie Goodaz page, hitting 500 followers, even though the views are crazy high. You know, thank you for taking the time to follow. I want to say I appreciate love you as we slowly let the people them out of the room. Oh, lad, people on Instagram, I didn't even realize you were over there vibing with me. Thank you for all the chats and everything. You done know. Thank you for being with me tonight. And everyone, have a great week. I want you to keep it big, keep it serious, and keep a little trouble in your back pocket every single time. I'll see you next week. We have Emmanuel Stain on the show. It'll be a vibe. See you then.